but this is kind of how the Nets are with everything. They'll
Yeah,
say, "Oh, Kevin Durant was day to day for 3 months last year."
but we could basically say it's definitely not no fucking strep throat, right?
It's
Because
not strep throat.
it's not strep throat that's keeping him out of the game. Like it has to be something more like a major drug problem or some shit like that. Because
Maybe
he,
he had mono.
he could have had mono, but my thing is he wouldn't be the first NBA player that's ever had mono. Why not just say the kid caught mono? It really messed him up. It became a nasal infection, which is damn near impossible if you're taking antibiotics for strep throat to get a nasal infection after. Uh, this is weird, man. This is real. He's a 22-year-old kid, and he's out of shape. Like
Right.
can't play basketball out of shape.
And we're a team that doesn't really have any youth. So
Right.
he's like one of the two or three guys we have with some youth on their side. It's disappointing to not develop him and have him playing right now. You're starting to see Cam, get some shine.
Mm-hmm.
Though I'm not really crazy about his game
Yeah.
still,
Let's talk
but
about
at
Cam
least
if
he's
you're done
playing.
talking about Claxton.
Yeah, Cam, he
What don't you like?
just
Tell me what you don't like.
I don't like the way he moves.
Mm.
It's just like everything looks awkward. Like he hit a step back the other night, and look, maybe he'll prove to be a guy that just makes a lot of difficult shots. But I was like, that was a bad shot. He was 0 for 6 from three in that Boston game.
Mm.
So yeah, he had 10 points, but he didn't.
We lost you at the end there. Repeat that. Now you're all the way gone. Ah.
He went under a screen in one spot, but
Do you know
I don't
what?
think this can help us.
Bam, bam. Let me tell you what Skype just did. It
What did Skype just do?
it basically just blanked. I thought you hung up. It called. It dialed back in. I answered it, and you were just talking like you never were disconnected.
Well, hopefully we're
We've
still recording.
we're still recording.
All right, good.
And I'm still rolling a joint. Like, but um,
Multitasking.
Cam is represents hope for me. So I'm always gonna look biased at him. We don't have any draft picks for like the foreseeable future, and because we don't have any draft picks, there's not gonna be a lot of youth coming in here. So Kim Kessler Edwards looks like he's gonna be a superstar. Cam, even though I love his game. I have so much hope in him. He doesn't look. He looks like a kid that plays too much video games, right?
Yeah,
Like that
the
doesn't
one
get outside very much.
the encouraging thing about him is it seems that KD and Harden have taken a liking to him,
Right.
which I'm hoping means they see something in him, and they
Yeah,
just
because
think it needs to be
their skill set
harnessed.
junkies, like Harden, Kyrie, and KD. They love basketball.
No fucking Kyrie talk today.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that
I'm
guy.
sick of that piece of shit.
Let's not call him a piece of shit, but I'm sick of him too. I don't know. We're not talking about him. All right, no more. I think they like the skill set of the kid. He's a skilled scorer. I just don't know if he does enough other things to actually be an NBA superstar. People sleep on how good. Like our best defender is Kevin Durant. I hate that. I
Yeah,
hate that Kevin Durant is our best defender. But we have a pretty good defense, and Kevin Durant plays like. There's so many other reasons why Kevin Durant is a superstar, and it's not like people sometimes just leave it to the scoring part. Yes, he's a player that you just cannot stop with the ball in his hand. If he misses, he missed that particular time. Not necessarily anything you did could stop that guy, but Kevin Durant and this kid is far different. Like this kid would have to he'd have to add a few things. Like he can't just come down court, fake you and dunk it. Like even even when he gets past you with a little move or something, he doesn't necessarily get past and dunks it on you. You know what I mean? Like he's pretty nailed to the ground in his game.
I'd be happy if he could be close to as good as Karras in 4 years.
You think Karras status is his level? You don't think he could be better?
No. Just like you just said, first off, he's undersized as a wing, right? He's not a natural shooter. He's a scorer. So, like, he's going to shoot 2 for 6 from 3. He's going to get to the foul line for a couple. He's going to hit a couple of mid-range shots. Finishing at the rim is going to be a problem for him. Like, Kyrie, I don't want to talk about it, like, his layup package is like something we've never seen before. Like
never.
He's going to have to develop that type of package around the rim to become an elite scorer in this thing, and I just don't see it happening. I don't see him making plays for other people like Karras does. Karras is like the poor man's best player on your team. Like when he's your best player, you're going to be a fringe playoff team every year. But he could do a little bit of like all the things your best player does. Like he can kind of pass. He can kind of finish at the rim. He can kind of get to the foul line. He just doesn't do anything on an elite level.
The guy that, like, if he could get into better shape, because he's a little thick right now. Like I think they need to put him on a hell of a diet program. All of them, to be honest with you, all these young dudes need to change their body in some kind of way. But he's the same size as Devin Booker, right? Could he, at the very best of his game, based off of even the deficiencies, could he be a poor man's Devin Booker? Can he be a surprise?
Is he as tall as Booker?
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna see this weekend. There's a little bit more explosiveness in Devin Booker's game, but I can see where there's some, there's a little overlap. No, am I wilding?
Yeah, because if you look, like Cam looks like nobody ever taught him how to shoot a basketball. He's got like a.
And when he misses, he misses so horribly. Like he has hard bricks.
He's got like his legs are like going the wrong way. He's got like gross leg hairs. Like it doesn't look like when you watch Book play. Like this guy's been playing since he was born. He just looked like a natural. Everything is so smooth. Cam is just like very herky jerky. Like we would be very happy if we have a 6th or 7th man out of him. I think if you take somebody 27th in the NBA draft and you get a top 6 or 7 rotation player, you hit on that pick.
He believes he's the truth. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, look, I believe, look, he's young. He's like, what is he, 19, 20 years old? He is a baby.
20.
So sometimes I forget this. Like, Karras was 23 when he came out of college.
Right.
So there's a lot of development, both physically, mentally, his maturity level. And he's in an organization that'll put him, he's going to give him everything he needs to succeed. He's got good vets around him.
Right.
It's up to him to maximize whatever it is he can be. But,
right.
Superstar, all-star, I doubt that.
Like, I think Karras was 21, but that's still old for the NBA now. And when he came out of college, and 2, you had to wait for him almost a year. So he was a good 22 by the time he ever even played. And then on top of it, Karras is 6'7", and he could play defense, and he looked the part playing defense. He looked like a plus player. I think Karras is Paul George if he doesn't get injured like the way he's been. I think he's that good of a player. Like I love Karras' game, but this kid, I don't know what he could be. I'm excited. I will speak a lot of slander and say that he's the next Donovan Mitchell, but he's not Donovan Mitchell. He's
going
more
to be like in that J.R. Smith, Lou Williams mold, where he's gonna be one of those guys that can drive you crazy as both an opposing fan,
right,
and a guy like he's gonna shoot you in games, he's gonna shoot you out of some, and he's got that like I don't give a fuck mentality. Like I'm here to score, and then if we win, great.
there's enough bad players on the Nets that kid could get 20 minutes a night to see what he does. Like there's enough games where we're blowing teams out. I'd rather see him than Javon Carter and some of these other mixtures that they put together. Throw him out there with KD and Harden sometimes. Throw him out there with Harden and him and Harden and see what the two of them could do. I prefer that than Javon Carter. I don't even know what we're doing with Javon Carter, really.
If you well, first off, Carter's played better of late, but
He has.
if you read
Credit where
Nash's
credit's due.
comments, if you read Nash's comments, it's pretty clear to me that once Joe is back in the lineup, Cam is out of the rotation.
Out of that, right?
Because he basically said I spoke to him about remaining patient and his role may not be consistent this year.
Right.
And that's just what it is. It's we have guys that are better than him ahead of him, and we're a team looking to win a title. He's going to lean on vets. There's a chance Cam is out of here at the deadline.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just the reality.
Yeah, but it'd be a great piece if we could get him to show something, get in the top 5 of rookies in scoring, have like a night where he just gives opens all of the NBA's eyes by scoring 35 or something like that. He's got to be on the court to do that. I think that's more valuable than any minutes that you can get from Javon Carter.
And like tonight is a step up for him. So like the Cleveland game, that Cleveland team as constructed is you take Sexton out of the lineup, you take Mobley out of the lineup. That team's not winning 35 games this year. They might win 30. You know? Boston, I couldn't be less impressed with them. They've got to make some sort of roster-altering move. It's time to break that Brown-Tatum combo up.
Boston is.
This is a team now that's won, 15 games in a row we're playing tonight?
Yep.
Was in the NBA Finals, and they're going to come to bring it. So for Cam, let's see how he fares in this type of game tonight.
Yeah, I mean, like this is how he gets his time, because Steve Nash is not afraid of finding out that a player is good. He found out that Nick Claxton was good, and he rode him in the playoffs. And he'll play a player until they're not good. Say nice things about KD before we end this one.
Kevin Durant, I love him as much as I love my father.
I love him a little less than I love your father.
Yeah, dude, he is. It's a So one of my brothers is a Nets fan, but he loves the Nets. But he can't get up for like that Tuesday game in Cleveland. He's like, just like, who gives a fuck about this game? And he's probably right. But I'm like, you know why I watch every net game and every minute? Because like when I turn the Giants on Sunday, it's nothing but pain. When I turn the Nets on, Kevin Durant is going to swish like 10 ridiculous jump shots. And I enjoy every fucking second of it. Like,
and when we lose, I'm not even mad for me anymore. I used to be mad for me and the way they represent Brooklyn, and I'm like, these fucking bums. You know what I mean? Right. Now I'm mad for Kevin. Like I'm like, I can't believe they're doing this to him. He just signed up for 5 years. Nah, this is some bullshit. We gotta protect Kevin Durant at all costs.
He that guy plays the game the right way. He's never bitching at the refs.
Yep.
He just plays. The guy just loves playing basketball.
And
James
he's just
is
so
really, honestly,
good.
I think all our guys do, besides one.
Nah, man. Nah, this is different. This guy, like, even the way he represents us, even when he shows his humanity, like that whole, Kevin Durant is ashy thing. Like a lot of my white friends don't get it, but yes.
I've been in many locker rooms and have heard many of my colored friends making fun of each other for their ashiness. So I'm well versed in what being ashy is. Apparently, white people are always ashy though. That's what I hear.
Hey, there's downsides and upsides. Like y'all can't go out in the sun, and we've got to put oils back onto our skin.
Right, right, right.
There's setbacks for us all. We all have our